This is Vicarious Alex with another Movie Monkey review. That's right. This is a thing, and we're doing it. This week was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Favorite thing about the movie. Favorite thing. I'm filled with spoilers. This thing that I'm going to do for the next 10 minutes is going to be the movie, in a nutshell, how I saw it. Favorite thing was the last fucking scene of the movie. See, I'm starting with the end, so if you haven't seen this movie and you didn't want a second opinion on it, well, I would go watch this movie. It's a good movie. You should go see it. Because I'm going to start with the last scene of the movie, so I wouldn't want to ruin it for you. Alright. And, I'm terrible with names, so, I guess you can kind of get away. Vondu? I don't know. Anyways, the blue guy, he dies in this movie. Yeah, he's dead. It happens. And it was a really pretty good scene in and of itself. It was pretty good, but it didn't really get me. And I'm, here to be gotten. I want the movie to take me to that space that it wants to create. So, very little resistance. And he dies, and it doesn't really quite get me. And I can talk about that later. And he's having this funeral. And earlier in the movie, it sets up that, man, I'm so bad at this. So the Raiders, they've exiled him, and he's been exiled. And when he dies, he's not going to get this funeral, this procession that happens when really prestigious members of the Reavers dies. And at the end of the movie, he dies, and he gets vaporized, and he's getting shot into space, right? In this confetti dust. He turns into confetti dust, and he gets shot into space, and all these ships come, and they give him this funeral, and his number two man, the look on his face that his captain was forgiven because of the sacrifice that he made for the galaxy, that they give him this funeral. And I just cried, and it was beautiful, and he just captured it. It was this, just his character, he just had it, and it was in his face, and I saw it. It was just this touching look of redemption and beauty, and we did it. My whole life I've been doing this thing, and it happened, and I didn't think it was gonna happen, and it happened, and it's just really conveyed that. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was the best scene, the whole movie. This guy, he got it, and he got me, and it wasn't all the cool throwback 80s actors that they threw in this sucker, because they did that. They had from least role to most role. I mean, they had David Hasselhoff, he's in there, and then they do Sylvester Stallone. And then the guy that's in Big Trouble in Little China, which I can't remember his name, and he's so good. And Steven Seagal, Steven Seagal. No, it's not Steven Seagal. Anyways, his character, he has a little role, and he's a Reaver captain, but it's cool, and he acts, and he's I'm an actor, and I'm from the 80s. And then the guy from Big Trouble in Little China, from the guy from Escape from L.A., the guy from The Thing, that guy, he has a huge role in this movie because he's Star-Lord's dad. I almost forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so he's Star-Lord's dad, and he gets introduced. He has this huge role. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. He's a fucking psychopath entity that has enough power to convert the galaxy into himself. He wants to propagate the entire universe, the entire galaxy, everywhere. He wants to propagate it with his entity and just become the galaxy. Like, wipe out all life. And that's it. That's what he wants. It's fucking crazy. This is what the movie's about. And it's that discovery that really has you really intrigued in the movie. There's like Vondu. Well, Star-Lord's life is flashing before his eyes, and like there's a scene where he's like a little kid and he's being shown how to shoot a gun by Vondu or whatever his name is. I really like that scene. There's some like really good emotional stuff that happens in between of Groot being like cute Groot who's like moronic, like this moronic Groot, like little tiny idiot Groot, which I really enjoyed. And there's like a lot of things I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Gamora and Nebula's relationship in this movie was fucking awesome. A little forced, I think. A little forced, but it was awesome at the end when there's just this hate. There's just this hate that Nebula has. It's just hate. It's like it gets to be comical because it's so outrageous. It just doesn't make any sense. So maybe I really need to watch this movie again to get that like driving like hate that the actress is trying to convey to me, that this movie sets up. It just does it in such a weird way where they just want to fucking kill each other. So hard they want to kill each other, and like they've been bred to fucking kill each other, to beat each other. Like that's what their life was until they both got away from whatever, like Thanos. Like, Thanos took them as children and fucking made them fight each other almost to death. And, like, every time Nebula lost, Thanos would come down and fucking rip out her eye and shit. And rip off their arms, like, pieces of her. And then built back in and, like, made her stronger and kept making her better to beat Gamora. And she couldn't fucking do it. And drove her nuts. It's awesome. Really gotta like eat that one. And I would just like see this movie again and fucking look at that shit. It's like driving her personality. Awesome. Love that. What else did I really like about this movie? This movie was really good. You should see it. Howard the Duck's in it. He's got a cameo in that one. It's pretty funny. It's like hitting on this chick and she's totally buying it. Like he was totally gonna get laid. That's what Howard the Duck was doing. And there's a lot of like sexual stuff in here. It's funny. It's cute. You know, you get Drax, who's like more like he has no social skills whatsoever, and he's like gaining social skills. Like in the first movie, he laughed for like the first time, and he really gets what that is. And like there's this, anyways, and he just brings a lot of comedy. I don't know, it's funny. He's weird. It's weird and funny and great. Drax is great. I love his character. I love all the main characters. I love the Reavers. I love fucking Rocket and being a little prick. It's a really good movie. It's fun. It's exciting. It's like a retro space adventure. Like if this was like the 80s, but it's not, and like he's just going through life like it's the fucking 80s, because that's all the culture he has from the planet Earth. And he won't go back there because he's like traumatized, or like he just doesn't want to realize what's happening, like what he missed out on or something. I mean, Peter's character is really developed and awesome. I didn't even really talk about the movie that much, and it's a good movie. It's already been 10 minutes. I could talk about this movie for like 2 hours. Like, let's talk about this movie. Oh, it's good, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I got to see it in the IMAX 3D because I spent the money. I got popcorn. I got a refill box. Look, free refills, AMC, movies. I don't know. This is my lunch. Anyways, guys, have a great day. I hope you watch this because It's a good movie.